Welcome to the Shiawarma show.
The only show that ain't boring and actually discusses real stuff in complete depth. So fasten your seatbelts, and we're not playing, so just get ready.
You ready? Okay. I'm me, and she's she. And if you don't know us, that's your problem, not ours.
So let's do this.
All right, Kath, what are we talking about today then?
Oh, my very favorite. But before I get into the what, I'm going to have to start with a very strong disclaimer.
Oh.
So for those faint of heart, walk away now and walk away really fast because we are bringing on the ugly and the retarded.
Okay.
And yes, you have guessed, we're going to talk about Wahhabism and Wahhabistan. So it's also known under its little pet name called Saudi freaking Arabia. And the devolute mess that is Western foreign policy. So from where we're sitting is like a regular Sunday, really.
Excellent. So, earlier on this week, these, I suppose you'd call them Daesh nutjobs, although that's being polite, decided that they'd go away and start taking out and, pointing their guns and pointing their rhetoric against Iran. For what reason?
Surprise!
For daring to abide by Islamic principles of religious freedom and tolerance towards all communities. So, yeah, this is what these psychos do. What can I say? So, for those who view, who have an idea that Islam, still exists within bloodshed and rejection and sectarianism, you might want to go and read something called the Constitution of Medina. One of the pillars of the Islamic system of governance. Because
we have this?
Oh, God,
yes. Seriously, hold on 1 second, just back up. Do we have this? Seriously?
Oh, good grief.
So we're civilized and organized and everything?
Oh, good grief, yes, of course. Of course we have it.
Wow, I didn't get that memo. I need to read that little piece of paper called Constitution of Medina because, we're retarded. We need to learn about those things.
Well, we'll be putting a link to it down below in a bit. But, this entire text was actually written by Prophet Muhammad. It is the principles and the laws, and like the Quran, it's not something which is going to be randomly abrogated. So
yeah, because you don't actually disagree with him like ever.
Yeah, this is the thing.
No, like never.
Now, for all of these Wahhabi, Takfiri things, whatever name you want to stick on these nut jobs, right? They need to understand that the Constitution of Medina is permanently valid.
And therefore make them invalid, I would argue that.
Well, but anyway, of course, absolutely, yes.
So here's the thing. So what is it that Daesh said? And I have to say, please allow me. It's my great pleasure to say thank you for the stupidity that is Daesh, because, boy, they are so predictable in their, it's not retardation, what would be the word? Not stupidity either. Lunacy or... Just help me out here because I'm running out of adjectives to slap on those
I think retardation is actually not a bad word, but nowadays with all this political correctness, you're not supposed to use that.
It's not retarded. That would actually require for them to have more than 2 brain cells to actually rub against each other. I'm not sure they have any.
Okay, and their delusion. Because look, let's be honest, they live in a deluded world. I don't know where they found this world.
I'm not actually quite sure they live in the world at all. I think there's a special dimension for them. And, they're living among the jinns.
I think the jinns...
I would like them to go back to wherever they come from.
No, the
really
jinns, I have it on good authority, the jinns have actually taken objection to that statement. And they're all clicking...
That's bad.
They are clicking the dislike button.
That's actually bad news for Daesh because, that's bad. They want their banner back.
The jinns are now pissed. And they are just not happy. They want nothing to be... They don't want to be associated with these nut jobs.
So you're telling me that the devil himself, a.k.a. Iblis, actually, called them apostate of his own army? That's bad.
Even the devil says... Well,
God is... You can't even ask for political asylum. It's just they're screwed.
There is a place that will give them political asylum, though.
Yeah, it's cool. Does it start with an H? And it spells HELL, something like that?
It is.
Is that the case?
Strangely enough.
Yeah.
I hear it's some sort of bottomless pit.
Like I said, Iblis wants its banner back.
Exactly. Exactly. So what are we talking about? We're saying that there is this 36-minute video that came out a few days ago. It's called The Land of Furs, which is like the Persian land, the Iranian land, from yesterday until today. And this was issued by...
Super original.
Oh, God,
It's a good title.
You know. And this was issued through the Daesh social media channels. Most of the time they're controlled...
Yippee!
Yeah, they're normally controlled out of, I think it's let's just not go there. Everyone knows who kind of like promotes them. But anyway.
Oh, so hold on one second. So everybody knows where it is, and yet it doesn't get drawn, bombed, or taken out?
Oh, heaven forfend, it's protected. It's looked after.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to catch up with this whole like propaganda, lying to the world kind of thing.
Well,
sorry, my bad.
The thing is, right, look, every time these nut jobs, these psychos, these criminals, these dogs, although apologies to all dogs.
No. Like I said before, dogs are fluffy. Dogs are cute. Don't. Just don't. I mean, no. We're going to have phone calls after from pet lovers, and I just don't want to handle that.
Okay, all of these
cockroaches would be good.
Insert thing here. These people, whenever they want to push out a video, if it's of someone being beheaded or someone burning or someone doing this or it's always there. It always gets there in glorious HD.
This is the PR guy.
I'm telling you, they have some awesome PR going on. I mean, the videos are never lost. But I digress. So in this video that these people these things issued, you have this masked man, and he directs his message to the supreme leader of Iran, that's Ayatollah Khamenei. And he says, and I quote, and I'm quoting, he says, "Oh Khamenei, you cursed person who controls the so-called Islamic Iranian regime, rest assured that soon we will destroy your house, blah, blah, blah." He says, and he points to ruins behind him and all of this gibberish, right? The video also turns around and chastises Iran for its tolerance towards the Jews. It says, he quotes...
I'm laughing.
He quotes, "Iran raises its slogans against the US and Israel to deceive the Sunnis, while Iranian Jews live in safety in Iran under its protection. And it has provided them with temples and churches, as seen in Tehran and Isfahan," the narrator says. And, it sort of goes on like this, ad nauseum. I mean, the guy's a very ugly guy. He's, like, never had a haircut, same sort of...
Well, yeah, no, they need a makeover. But hold on, so what's wrong with that picture?
Well, you see,
this like everything. But here's the thing. Okay, that's why I'm saying, like, that's why I said thank you for being stupid.
Oh, it's brilliant.
So essentially, because I don't know if you heard, but, America is super angry. Because, Iran has this slogan, "Death to America, death to Israel," right?
Yes.
Well, Daesh just explained it. It's against the system, not against the people.
Exactly.
So essentially, you have Daesh accusing Iran of being religiously tolerant towards other religious minorities in its country.
Absolutely.
Something that Washington is actually denying and saying that Iran is bad because Iran wants everybody else dead.
Yep.
But then Daesh wants to kill Iran and is criticizing Ayatollah Khamenei because he's being a tolerant man that is actually abiding by the rules and regulations otherwise set forth by the Prophet of Islam. That's what you're telling me.
Yep. I mean, there's a very simple sentence I can use to sum up this entire thing. It's essentially a case of Frankenstein built a monster that built a monster, and now everything is beeped. And that's just it.
No, but this is cute, but here's the thing. So, Saudi Arabia, who is financing Daesh, and Daesh, who is being armed by, the Western world, just essentially dig the hole, through Saudi Arabia in, and then on top of it, the Western world, then just went about just filling that hole with dirt, and just sat on it and set fire to the whole thing.
Yep, that pretty much sums it up.
We don't actually need to defend Iran at all because Daesh just basically vindicated Iran just right there, right?
Yep, because when you have these
So again, can I just laugh now because and say like, can we clap? Can we say thank you, Daesh, for being stupid?
We can. We'd like to,
yeah, I'm clapping. Yeah, thank you.
For Daesh, yes.
Idiots.
We're happy that if someone like you, Daesh, turns around and curses Ayatollah Khamenei, this is a good thing. This is a good
it
thing
is a
for
really
us.
good thing
It's
because
a badge
they're
of
like
honor.
nutters.
It's about, and
Absolute
secondly,
nutters. So basically, hold on, just wait up.
go on.
So basically, by association, I mean, I'm just trying to be just logical here. I know that it hurts Daesh to do that, but I'm trying to be logical.
Go on.
So if Iran is indeed tolerant towards religious minorities, and Daesh is not by definition, so Saudi Arabia is not by definition, why the heck is Washington? Do you know the country? What is it? A nation under God, right?
Ah, one nation under God.
Assuming that God is in capital G, not like lower.
But I have a question.
And not just
I have a question.
normal. So
are we
therefore,
sure?
You are befriending someone who wants you dead, and where I come from, that's just called suicide.
Aha! But this is the problem.
Isn't it? I don't know.
This is the problem. You see, the problem I think with America, right? And this is in all seriousness, right? And I'm reaching out. I'm reaching out to the Donald over here, and to anyone else who's listening. I'm reaching out to him because I'm feeling his pain, right? And I'm telling him, Donald,
he's confused.
You're in a
his
world
daughter is Jewish, so he would want to listen.
Yeah, he needs to listen. This is important, right? Because we know Donald. He's an entrepreneur. He likes business, right? That's what he is. Let's be honest, right? He's not really a president. He's just a businessman, right?
He likes money.
He likes money. It's a good thing. It's not a problem. I don't mind. But he needs to understand something. He needs to understand about America. And this is really important. You see, he's under this illusion that America is somehow independent, which is the biggest load of horse excrement I've ever heard.
Don't say the word. Don't say the word. I know where you're going. That's rude. Yeah. I'm going to have to bleep you.
Yeah. America is not independent. America is a slave of two very big powers that have actually come together. They're now working in unison. And that happens to be an organization called the AIPAC, the American Israeli Public Affairs Committee.
Also known as the Devil's HQ.
That's the one. And the second entity is called the Family of Saud. These two people.
It's like could we have some? What is the song of Star Wars with the Death Star? Because we need to just play it whenever you say their name.
Let me find it. Yes, we'll add it. I know that one. We can add that in the edit near the end. I'll try and edit this out. But okay, let's move on. But yes, Wahhabism, or the Saudi family, and that entire infrastructure, along with AIPAC, are throwing so much money at American politicians. The American politicians have forgotten what country they're working for, what country they were elected by, because they don't know if the people elected them, or if AIPAC and the Saudis put them where they are. So they're not.
But here's the thing: even when they actually try. Because, to be fair with you, and Donald Trump is not my favorite person in the world, but there you go. He was democratically elected. You can't really deny that. But that being said, look at the crap that has been thrown at him just because, I'm not agreeing with his policies or anything, because I think he's a bit of a nutter as well, a different kind of nutter.
Yes.
But, he was elected, so basically he's representing the people of the US, and that's fair enough. Mm-hmm. Look at the amount of lobbying and criticizing, and I don't know what they're throwing at him.
Yeah, they're making sure he can't do anything.
Happens to be representing the will of the people. It's insane. You had Netanyahu to threaten and not threaten, and polishing shoes and not polishing shoes, and bringing a box of bonbons or whatever it is that he's done to be able to kind of bring him around. And then you had Prince Salman again, threatening and polishing the shoes and bringing some, not chocolate, but maybe something else. I don't know what he's brought, whatever. Yep. Trying to just, massage him into becoming a neocon or something.
You see, the thing is, all of this has probably got a large amount to do with 28 pages that the Saudis really worked hard to try and prevent from being published. And also something like 700 and something billion US dollars of investment money that this little family of Saud happens to have and hold like a sort of Damocles over the American administration. And that's how they...
So basically, it's like they own America's...
Well, you see...
I'm not going to say backyard, they own the land that America sits on,
Well,
basically.
You see, they think this, right? And to an extent, I think American politicians, or at least some of these clowns who float around and advise politicians, because I think we need to actually do a full program on how American democracy works at some point, because I don't think people understand it. I mean, I don't think the Americans understand it. Leave us.
No, I'm not quite sure. Forget us. I mean, if the American people don't get it.
Exactly. So maybe that's something that we can put down for a future program. If you want that as a future program, stick something in the comments below. But when you have this type of system, the politicians don't really know who they're working for. And they don't know which direction. They don't know if they're coming or going.
Well, they're working for the bank accounts, I would say, because they're receiving like an awful lot of money from, I don't know, the war complex, for example, just to make sure that whatever policies they're pushing is in alignment with, neocons and the rest of them. And the neocons are being, financed by lobby, coming out of Tel Aviv and Riyadh. So
yes,
by extension.
It's all basically, there seems to be like an alignment and a convergence of all of this junk, all of this rubbish.
It's just not new. I mean, come on, seriously though, because people say, "Oh my God,"
no, it's not new.
With desire. Well, it's not new.
No, it's not new.
No,
at
seriously,
all.
If you look at history, I mean, when is it that Saudi Arabia, Wahhabistan, has ever, and I mean like ever, done anything to stop Israel?
Oh well, come on, let's be honest, right? We know, everyone knows. The only time Saudi did anything was in the time of King Faisal, who was then subsequently shot.
Well, that's an interesting development, see, because I agree with you. He was the only one to actually just like offer some kind of a whisper, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a whisper.
Exactly. I mean, let's.
And then he gets shot.
He got shot, and then we had the really hyper, super ugly, I think, Fahad or Khalid came in.
Could you, here's the thing, I invite all our listeners here to actually go and Google, like the Al Saud family, and you're going to have the picture of nightmare, because it's seriously, like I said
scary.
Before, Dajjal had kids, and I mean, I'm sure he was married many times over, but oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, like the family picture is actually quite scary.
Oh, you have no idea. It's, in fact, I heard that when the Saudi family were getting together and they'd hired the cameramen to come along and take pictures, there was about 60 or 70 cameramen, right? And none of them could take the pictures because they would go there and the camera would shatter.
They all got like an aneurysm just looking at
the camera would just explode.
God, too much ugly.
And then what happened is he had this fellow, interestingly, he was probably an Israeli, and he had this camera that had a lens that was about 2 miles deep and thick. And he was far enough away to be protected. And the lens did crack in the beginning, which is why there is a little bit of cracking on the picture. But he managed to get the picture. And they paid him an inordinate amount to do that.
Are you serious right now?
Well, whether that's a true or false story...
I'm not actually surprised that, that would happen, but...
Whether that's a true or false story...
That concentration of weirds in just one place, stuff are bound to happen. I'm actually surprised the Earth didn't stop spinning. Wait a second.
Well, how do we know it didn't? We would have all fallen off. Let's not
Probably
forget that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, maybe actually, global warming, maybe it's their fault. Like, they're bringing hell closer to Earth. It's all their fault. I have to just get rid of them.
Hey, look, living where we are, I think global warming is awesome if we're going to get better summers. And on that bombshell, I think we can say that we've reached the end of this first segment. We'll see everyone very, very soon in the second bit. And see you guys soon. Thank you.
شصت و 5 سال است که تلاش می‌کنند نام فلسطین را از یادها ببرند. چجور؟ با ایجاد اختلافات، با جنگ‌های داخلی، با ترویج افراطگری انحرافی به نام اسلام و به نام دین و شریعت.
وأنا أوجه رسالتي إلى العالم إن لم يتوقف سفك الدماء في سوريا سيكون الشعب السوري كله الصقار.
این جریان‌های تکفیری که در دنیای اسلام به وجود آمدن، وجودشان یک مژده است برای استکبار برای دشمنان جهان اسلام اینا هستن که به جای توجه به واقعیت خبیث رژیم صهیونیستی توجه ها رو به جای دیگری معطوف میکنن.
تكبير الله اكبر يا الله بابا عمر بس تطالع قلوبهم بأسمع.
فرمانده مخالفان مسلح حکومت سوریه که بدن سربازی را درید و بر قلبش گاز زد درباره انگیزه‌اش از این کار با BBC گفتگو کرد.
تلویزیون‌ها نشان میدن یه آدمی را که به نام اسلام جگر یک انسانی رو داره میجوه و میخوره. درباره اسلام چه فکر میکنن؟ دشمنان اسلام برنامه‌ریزی کردن. اینها چیزهایی نیست که دفعتاً به وجود بیاد. پشت سرش سیاست هست، پشت سرش پول هست، دستگاه‌های جاسوسی پشت سر این جور کارها هستن. وجودشان یک مژده است برای استقبال